Hey, Dr. Lockwood. We're here for your 56 question interview.
Great.
All right, first thing that comes to mind, your favorite book.
Favorite book? Right now it's Anti-Fragile.
Your go-to candy.
M&M's.
Superhero.
Superman.
Childhood celebrity crush.
Gidget. Sally Fields.
Artificial intelligence, you think it improves our lives or erodes it?
I think it has great potential, particularly in medicine, but great danger.
Doctor and medical drama TV shows, Marcus Welby or MASH?
Oh, definitely Marcus Welby.
All-time favorite movie?
The Godfather.
This or that? Fruit or vegetables?
Fruit.
Fiction or nonfiction?
Nonfiction.
Cats or dogs?
Well, dogs, although my wife has been kind of fostering kittens of late, and kittens are making a comeback. So, but dogs.
What are the kittens' names?
This one's name is Pippa.
Netflix or Prime?
Prime.
Would you rather live in the past?
Past.
Okay, I was even going to say live in the future. Past?
Definitely past. 100 years at least.
Wow. How about, would you want to meet anybody 100 years ago?
Teddy Roosevelt.
Night owl or early bird?
Night owl.
Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Pizza or tacos?
Pizza.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
You're loving this 100-degree weather?
I don't like winter.
All right, tough one for you here. Tom Brady as a Patriot or Tom Brady as a Buccaneer?
Ooh, that's a politically charged one. I grew up in North Massachusetts, about 10 miles from the stadium, so I got to be loyal to my birthplace, and I'd say Tom Brady as a Patriot.
All right, when the Red Sox come to town, are you wearing Rays gear or Red Sox gear?
That's a hard one too. I'm definitely rooting for the Rays against everybody else.
All right, you enjoy sailing, so catamaran or a single hull?
If it's a race, a single hull. If it's a family vacation, a cat.
Who is one person who changed your life?
A lot of people that changed my life. I'd be a fairly long list. I'd say that probably a guy named Nate Case, who was the dean at Mount Sinai. I was doing a postdoctoral fellowship there, and he took an interest in me and helped guide my research into an incredibly productive route and resulted in many NIH grants, and incredibly grateful that a busy dean actually took time for mentoring a junior faculty and made a huge difference for me.
Do you think it's more important to manage your time, your energy, or your focus?
All three, but focus is pretty important.
What's something you wish you knew 15 years ago?
I wish I knew that if you are patient and are willing to wait, sometimes what you want is more achievable with less pain.
What's something you saw or you read recently that you found motivating?
I've read a series of books recently that really have changed my thinking about education, higher ed, and even parenting. And they include The Coddling of the American Mind, which calls into question our approach to everything from child rearing to education. And I'm now reading, as I mentioned, Anti-Fragile by the author of Black Swan, and it kind of is taking that Stoic concept to society in general, and how do we make society and our economy not just robust, but anti-fragile, so that it actually thrives a bit on chaos.
You have to juggle so many things at one time. What keeps you calm?
That's a great question. I would say that success keeps me calm. When I see that we're making progress, At least for me, that is reassuring and generally keeps me calm. Obviously, I'm focused on education, the outcome of our students, our research productivity, clinical care, the quality of the care that we provide.
You spoke of success. What is one thing or a couple things you are most proud of that you've accomplished?
One of them is this fantastic building, which is really the best example of modern teaching and research all incorporated in a single facility you could possibly imagine, in a great setting and just a great location. So that's a big one. The performance of our students, they really are amazing. We get the best students in the country and they perform incredibly well. And obviously we've grown our research enterprise incredibly quickly, and hopefully that will continue. And our partnership with Tampa General Hospital and the growth of the clinical programs, and many of them now really being considered top programs nationally. So I'm proud of all that.
What do you still hope to accomplish?
Well, part of it is just keep the momentum going and continue to drive this medical school into the top echelon of U.S. academic medical centers.
What is one piece of advice you received when you were young that still sticks with you today?
There's so many people have given me advice, some of which I can't even say, but I think that in general, I've approached all my challenges with great enthusiasm, and probably the wisdom of my elders was always slow down, think things through deeply, and have strong, good plans for what you want to do next, and that kind of recurrent theme of patience.
Now that USF is in the AAU, what's USF's next big goal?
Stay in the AAU. And to do that, we got to continue to perform at the level we have been in research and continue to grow that research enterprise.
What's the greatest benefit we can expect to see from AAU membership?
Well, I think at the undergraduate level, hopefully continue to attract top students. For the graduate level, it really probably has a little bit less of an impact, but hopefully it'll allow us to recruit great faculty.
Let's get medical. What's the disease you hope gets cured next?
Alzheimer's, because I'm getting closer and closer.
What's one change that could have the biggest impact on the high cost of healthcare?
Actually, I think AI may help. I think there's an area where it can reduce all the non-value added work that providers do, and reduce medical errors, improve diagnosis, and potentially really start to bend the cost curve.
What do you hope to see change in the medical field in the next, say, 10, 20 years?
Well, our biggest challenge is just the pace of medical knowledge. Medical information is doubling about every month, and it's impossible to keep up with that deluge of information. So again, we think AI may be able to help us and serve as kind of an artificial assistant, artificial assistants, and artificial and algorithms that really help us understand this vast amount of information that's coming at us.
So the Morsani College of Medicine has leaped in the national rankings. What did you change to help make that happen?
Well, I didn't change anything. I led a great team of people that made a lot of changes, and they really worked on all three mission areas: improving our educational programs, obviously enhancing our research productivity and output, and building world-class clinical programs, and doing it in a remarkably short period of time.
How are today's medical students different than those 40 years ago?
Well, I don't envy them, because when I graduated medical school in 1981, medical knowledge doubled about every 20 years. And as I just told you, medical knowledge now doubles about every month. So just the sheer amount of information that they have to manage is quanta higher than what I did. So being able to adapt education to that new paradigm is one of the great challenges of medical educators today.
What's the number one thing people should do to improve their health?
Really, it's what we would call basically lifestyle. It's, don't overeat, stay thin, exercise, don't smoke, don't drink in excess, and live a healthy lifestyle.
And you've delivered more than 5,000 babies. Is there one delivery that's just been like your most memorable?
Well, they're patients, I would say, more than the actual delivery. And I definitely had my favorites. And I just love getting pictures of these adults now that some are entering medical school, some are becoming doctors, and just a wonderful, wonderful thing to get feedback from patients about how their children are doing.
All right, where were you when the Red Sox broke the curse?
It's an interesting story. So I was, first of all, when they defeated the Yankees in 2004, coming back from a 3-0 deficit because of 4 successive incredible chokes by the Yankees. I was actually giving grand rounds in Chicago. So that night I was by myself in a hotel room, and I cheered so loud that I strained my throat, and I had to whisper to give grand rounds. But since they were all Cubs fans, they loved it and got the best evaluations I've ever gotten. I don't think anybody could actually hear my talk.
That's fantastic. All right, on the sports front still, if you could help coach the Bucks or the Lightning, who would it be?
Lightning. Definitely. I know much more about hockey than I do about football.
What history book could you read over and over again?
Oh boy, just so many. I would probably say Martin Gilbert's biography of Winston Churchill. It's really a series rather than a single volume.
Did you always want to be a doctor growing up?
Not at all. Actually, my road to Damascus experience occurred when I was a rising senior in college and did research at what was then called the Sidney Farber Cancer Center in Boston, and really was exposed to some of the best medicine in the country, and fell in love instantly, and applied late to medical school, got in, and never stopped.
Now, if you weren't practicing medicine, what would you be doing?
Maybe teaching history.
What's your favorite memory as a newbie doctor or a medical intern?
My favorite memory, it was really kind of the camaraderie that we had, particularly on labor and delivery, and the developing really intense friendships with your co-residents, covering for each other and supporting each other.
What's at the top of your bucket list?
The top of my bucket list. Well, these are hard ones. I've sailed a lot of places and have enjoyed every one of them, but I've never actually sailed in the Cyclades in the Aegean Sea. Definitely want to do that.
What's the most useful knot a sailor should know?
Well, probably the most commonly used is the hitch, and use that all the time. The other is a bowline, which you can use, particularly if you have to tie up like a dinghy to a pier with a horizontal plank. It's a very versatile knot.
How would your friends describe you?
Intense, passionate, enthusiastic.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Absolutely not. It is a hideous concept which actually offends me.
How about your favorite restaurant?
There's so many. There are just so many, and they change on a regular basis. And there's some great restaurants right around this building that I'm exploring and really, really enjoying. So I don't want to give any favorites.
What's a movie you never get tired of watching?
Well, I think I've seen The Godfather about 400 times. The other movie that I've seen a tremendous number of times is The Enemy Below, which was a story about hunting a submarine during World War II in the South Atlantic. It was really a fantastic movie.
What class should every medical student ace?
Well, they got to ace them all if they want to do well here. I would say that there's no one that's absolutely critical, but during your third year, it's really a good idea to ace internal medicine, no matter what field you go into.
All right, lastly, why do doctors wear white coats?
It kind of lost in the mists of time, but it's something we've been doing for about 200 years.
Can you give us a Go Bulls?
Go Bulls.